everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great Friday night. So I just finished up with some work, and as you can see, Queen Booger's in the background. Booger, Booger, kitty. There she is in the background, wandering about as Booger likes to do. So I guess you guys have probably noticed that I did not react either live or on video the last two lives that Foodie has done. And that's simply because they were too boring to talk about. What did she do in the last two lives? Well, pretty much nothing except eat and eat and eat and eat some more. And then eat some more after that. And then eat some more after that. I'm not a food channel. I'm not here to discuss food or do food reviews. So why talk about it again? No, but Chantal did a stream tonight. Actually, she did a couple. The first one, it was just trash. And then she did another one called PS because she had some further thoughts that she just could not put in the first one that she did today. And that's the one I want to go over. Now, let me set the stage for you. What's going on here before you even listen to Chantal, because she's got her camera off again. And why does she have her camera off? Because she's obviously under the influence of something. What it is, cannot say. I could only speculate. It could be edibles. It could be something else. She's kind of slurring her words. She's, from the sounds of it, in a park somewhere. You hear birds. You hear people. Obviously, she's somewhere where there are people and there's lots of nature. And she's just babbling and talking to people. And she's remarking on different things. And I feel that that is react worthy. I will go ahead and fast forward through some of the more boring parts because you guys don't deserve that kind of torture. You didn't do anything wrong, and neither did I. And it's Friday night, and why am I going to be bored on a Friday night if I don't have to be? So how about I just do a little react tonight of Foodie? And also, there is some Twitter peeps and tweets that I'd like to show you so you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peep section of my react. And there's not a whole lot of stuff to go over. That's how you can tell when the stream was especially boring, because if it's interesting, there are clips all over the place on Twitter. But if it's boring, you hardly find anything. So there's not a whole lot of stuff to go over, but the stuff that I've collected tonight, it's talk worthy. So for those of you that are on Twitter and you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Enigma 2025. Enigma 2025 says, how do the Kiwi Farms find Chantal already just by a patch of grass? She constantly says, do your worst. And when they do, she plays victim. KF shouldn't be this good at finding people. It's scary. Listen, as far as the farmers, it's a whole nother world over there. Anybody who's been to the farms knows that it's scary. And you're right. The Kiwi farmers, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Like in the past, way in the past, I remember when Chantal stayed at a hotel and the farmers knew exactly what hotel she was staying in just by, I believe, the wood paneling and the carpeting. I mean, that's all they needed. Just a little scrap of something, and they can just find out where you are. And all she showed was a patch of grass, and they knew where she was. That's nuts. But Chantal, you really shouldn't challenge people to find you, because that's when they go out of their way to find you. Fondue Spider Beach says, Foodie Beauty, dang, Stacy. I would really hate for your husband to see how you really feel about him. You are a crappy wife and human bra, all to make Cutie in her chat laugh. wild. So, a little news for everybody on my channel. YouTube started something new today. You might have noticed it if you've been in any chats this evening. But if you haven't been in any chats, let me just bring you up to speed. So if you happen to go in a chat room and you notice that your handle looks different, it's because of YouTube. You have to go into YouTube Studio and fix the at part of your profile, and that is your handle. Are You Serious actually show people how to do it in a stream today, just to help everybody like fix it to where the original handle would show up. So if you go into a chat room, you're like, why is my handle different? It's because of YouTube, because they talked about these changes like some time ago, and now they're just starting to implement them. So Tracy is actually Teardrop, but I guess Tracy was what she put her YouTube channel under. So Tracy is actually Teardrop. But here's some of the comments that Tracy Teardrop was making in Shantel's chat today. She says, Shantel, the husband was fixing canned chili last night, walked in, caught him scraping inside the can and licking the spoon cold. He deserves to be exposed. I wish me and my husband were long distance. Teardrop, if you feel that way about your husband, why are you with this man to begin with? And why is it talk worthy if your husband decides he wants to eat chili right out of the can cold without heating it up? That's something to expose to the chat. I mean, I'm not a fan of you and I don't know your husband, but you're supposed to be the wife. Hello, loyalty. And you're talking about his eating habits to other people. What kind of a person are you exactly? Seriously, like what? I'm going to expose my husband for eating a cold can of chili as something to laugh about. I don't see what's so funny about it. It's just a man eating some chili. Leave him alone. Meandering Thoughts says, LOL, looks like Kiwi Farms found the parking lot she's been streaming from the last couple of times. Here's what the person said at the end of their post. This is from the farms saying, stop challenging people to find you. This crap is a game now. I guess that means for the farmers that the challenge has been accepted, Foodie. I don't think you want them accepting the challenge, but it looks like they already have. Perfectly Imperfect says, Foodie Beauty live stream recap 6/27/25. Doxed by trees, so I bees in darkness. Third stream of the day, folks, because why give us one hit of nonsense when she can serve a full buffet of denial, doxing hypocrisy, and delusional romance, all from the cozy confines of a rented car she now admits isn't even hers. So long, mommy's car. Hello, budget rentals. This time, camera off, stream set to vague darkness to avoid being doxxed again, because apparently Kiwi Farms triangulated her location via a panel and some trees. Nature's not just healing, it's snitching. Yep, nature's telling on her. She claims she forgot to tell us something so important in the last stream. Spoiler, she didn't. It's the usual script. I've changed. I'm Muslim now. I'm boring now. Y'all want me to be old me, but I'm not her anymore. Shantel, you've always been boring. That part has never changed. Rinse, repeat, lie, light up. Oh, yes, because she's clearly baked. High as a weather balloon. Voice getting slurrier with every sentence until she's practically reading bedtime stories to her steering wheel. Not the steering wheel, bedtime stories. Once upon a time in a parking lot far away. Okay, I'll stop now. Oh boy. Salah worship segment ensues. She's going through so much. She misses the handsomest man in the world. She's struggling with trust issues. Meanwhile, Salah's ghosting her harder than YouTube's algorithm ghosted her channel. Popping into chat with a hi babe, then poof. Girl, if you have to beg your husband to check in, that's not love. That's tech support. Dang, perfectly imperfect. You were roasting her aplenty in this post. I'm loving it. Then we enter the doxing denial hour. She dares say she's never doxed anyone. Cue the montage of her doxing literally everyone. Then comes the kind of, sort of, not really apology for doxing an elderly woman's nursing home, which she blames on Dee Dee, because clearly the only thing more consistent than Chantal's lies are her deflections. I mean, yeah, maybe that was wrong, but they did it first. No, ma'am. You doxed a grandma and encouraged harassment. You're not the victim. You're just high and hoping we forgot. Nope, we're not going to forget. Girl world is like Pepperidge Farm. We always remember. Then she starts thirsting over Arab Muslim men again. Someone points out she's always been into Muslim men, and she's like, no, I haven't. BB, am I a joke to you? It's just like when she claimed this would be her first Canadian fall, despite having survived 39 of them already. Blessed her memory. Then comes the best line of the night. I had several invitations to do things tonight, but I chose to sit here and talk to you guys. Girl, nobody invited you to anything. You're parked in a rental car, smoking green, talking to strangers with usernames like not your Beezer 420. That's not sacrifice. That's reality. Then she goes on about how obsessed she is with Subway, turkey subs, interesting pivot, considering earlier today she said she hasn't been eating and has no appetite. But 3 tokes in, the truth comes out. She's knee deep in footlongs. You know, there's so many jokes I could insert there, but I won't. It's just too easy. The longer she talks, the more it's just slurry gaslighting and vape clouds. I've changed. No, you haven't. I'm not like I used to be. Except you are. I can't bees anymore. You never stopped. After nearly an hour of circular logic and green-fueled nonsense, she finally pieces out, probably to go reheat pizza rolls and cry into a Subway wrapper. Final review, same delusions, new location, no camera, no accountability, no clue. If you missed this one, congrats, you kept your brain cells. Oh no, does that mean I'm going to lose a few of mine watching her? I hope not. I'm your Huckleberry, says good old Tracy TX, just showing all of her crazy once again. I'm guessing someone tried to call Shantel and their calls went unanswered. So Tracy TX is a mod in Chantal's chat for those who don't know. And Tracy has been acting up a lot in Chantal's chat, getting rather bossy, I feel. Really bossy. Really bossy and also jealous of attention. I guess Tracy TX doesn't like it when Chantal doesn't give her a lot of attention. If she gives teardrop attention. Tracy, you just need to know your place as a mod. You've got to understand that when you mod for someone, anyone, Chantal, another channel, if you do mod for somebody else, you are a mod on a channel, but you are not the content creator. So you can't boss anybody around, ma'am. And you really shouldn't. If you want to hold the wrench and help keep the peace over there and keep out the riffraff and just be part of the group, okay. But it's Chantal's channel. It's not your channel. And getting bossy is just entirely too much. You're doing too much over there. But here's some of the comments from Tracy. Saying, okay, now you're lying, Chantal, take it back. You not like to walk. Hello, read my comment, please. And this is something that Tracy does a lot. She's always poking at Chantal for attention. Read my comment, please. Read it now. Read it now. Like, talk about needing attention all over the place. No, you don't. What is the difference? See you later. Have a good night, Chantal and everyone. Looks like Tracy TX is just as thirsty for attention as Chantal is. No wonder she's over there. Perfectly Imperfect says, if Foodie Beauty had just called the shelter, told the truth about Smokey, and filled out the doggone paperwork like a normal adult, nobody would have known. No drama, no exposure, but nope. She had to lie, deflect, and make it a whole circus. As always, she is the problem. Yep, sure is. Sure is. I'm your Huckleberry says, I just want to see Foodie lose her crap on Tracy and tell her to stop barking orders. The woman is so irritating. So here's Tracy being bossy again to Salah, saying, Salah, please don't answer any questions, please. None of their business, Shantel. Don't say how long you've got the car. Tracy, you're ruining our fun. Stop it. If she wants to get high and talk to us, let her talk to us. Don't be the boss of her. Nobody is the boss of Shantel. Nobody puts Foodie in the corner. Hear me? Dystopian Moth says, my dog hates Shantel. He growls every time she does her dumb, high-pitched voice. Is there a clip of this? I have to hear this. Let's listen. What a good boy. What a good boy. Dystopian Mod, what a good boy you've got. He's like, I don't like her. Buster must have reached out to your puppers on Twitter and said, I just want to let you know about this one. I just need to let you know about this one. There's got to be a cat Twitter somewhere, and there's got to be a dog Twitter somewhere, and word just gets around. Buster is the original OG hater, but it looks like in the dog world, word is getting around about Shantel, and the other puppers are like, nope, we don't like her either. Don't like her, but what a good boy. Julie says, Shantel must be seething. She can't just sit on her bed, no pants on, stuffing her face and talking crap for hours and hours. Yeah, look, she did all of this today. 3 lives. And you know what? If things were entertaining, it would not be a bad thing. If all 3 lives were gold and were entertaining, it would not be a bad thing, but they're all boring. That's what makes it so bad. She went live 3 times, and you would hope that at least one of the 3 would be halfway decent, but they weren't. They were all just hot garbage. Hot garbage set on fire. Ugh. Your mom's emotional support carrot says, Shantel, back out in the woods like old times. Look, I wasn't around to hear about this, but I have heard, courtesy of the Twitter peeps, that did she go outside and poop in the woods? Is that why there's all this stuff on Twitter? Did she go out in the woods and poo? Is that what she did? Even though she's got a car and she can drive to a gas station. Wonder Mom says she did it. Foodie Beauty is back to pooping in the woods like a bear, just like in the good old times, just like the beast she is. I hope no animals are traumatized by her showing her big naked butt in the wild, or they will protest. You know, this is taking me back. This is taking me back a little bit when she was seeing Natter and she would be taking the trip on the long road and she would have to go because she was doing the party favors and eating nonstop, which always wrecks her digestive system. And I remember one night she pulled over to the side of the road. She did her business and she even glorified it, saying, it feels so freeing to just poop out in nature. Like she was just like, it feels so freeing doing this under the stars. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So we're back to some of our old weird habits. Are we, Foodie? Wonder Mom says, if you had a bad day, remember that you are not a 41-year-old loser that destroyed her life, her body, her channel, her connection to family and friends, and the trust her pets had in her. If you are not Foodie, going to town on the food for the second time today in her car, was your day bad? No. I could say my day wasn't bad at all. But maybe Chantal would disagree about her day. Queen Jellybean says, Foodie Beauty, remember how tough you talked when you were in Kuwait? Now look at you, hiding out in the woods like a mangy bear. Keep telling people to do their worst while you're doing your worst. Yep, keep challenging people. Keep throwing out them challenges, Foodie. Keep doing it. See what happens. The Kiwi Farmers, they're treating you like Pokemon and you got to collect them all. They are looking to put you in a Pokeball. Aww. From Yog saying little stretches. Look at the baby. Aww. Oh, that's so precious. Look at the little paws and little ears. Can I have him? I want him. Give him here. Nana Spike T says, holy heck. I happened to catch a glimpse as she was fumbling with her camera. No way should she be behind the wheel when her stomach is swallowing that thing up. She's an accident waiting to happen. So somebody got some screenshots here from one of the lives. There's a steering wheel up against her stomach, and that does not look like safe driving. How in the world she can steer the car safely, I just don't see how it could happen. It's literally right up against her stomach, and it's dangerous because if she gets into an accident and she gets rear-ended or something, that steering wheel is going to cut right into her stomach like a knife. It's going to cut her in half. Like, Foodie, you need to find a car that you can sit comfortably and will be safe for you. Hectic Llama says, Salah shaming a viewer for only super chatting $2.99. Yep. This also takes me back. This was something that Chantal did back in the day when she was making the big money. If you sent her a low super chat, she would shame you for it. Oh, you're being cheap. Here's Salah doing it. Salah, I wouldn't be doing that if I was you. You should be thanking every beezer, giving up any amount of money. If you're determined to live off of Chantal, every penny counts, dude. Every penny counts. Don't crap on money coming your way, especially money that you didn't earn. So shut up. Okay. Now this is something precious from content that'll hear your depression. This is a 24-year-old cat. That's amazing. Cats normally don't live to be in their almost mid-20s. And yet here we are, folks. A 24-year-old cat. You know what? I bet that cat has an amazing owner. Has to. For the cat to live that long and still be able to walk and move around a bit, that's a testament to the cat being well loved and well taken care of. You know, the cat's a bit slower, of course, because of the age, but the cat's enjoying springtime outside. And the caption says, my 24-year-old cat realizing he made it to another spring, his favorite season. Aw. What a good boy. From Yog, a turtle wants its shell polished and gets in the way of cleaning. So little scientific fact, like a turtle's shell isn't just a shell. It's very sensitive to touch. They can feel the sensation of touch on their shells. So turtles like to have their shells gently cleaned. So the gentleman's trying to clean out the enclosure, and the turtle's like, I need a good polishing. Hook me up. You got the brush. Can you clean me off too? So if you got a turtle, just know they like to be clean. They like to be lightly brushed. It feels good to them. All right. So that's it for the Twitter peeps. There wasn't a whole lot to go over, but there was some stuff of note. And now we're going to go over to Shantel. There she is. And of course, she's going to keep her camera off because why turn it on? So, you know what, Foodie? You're always yelling and screaming to the reaction channels, cam up, cam up. But look at you, you're not even camming up. You're keeping your camera off. There's no sense in turning your camera off to protect your location. Everybody knows where you are. But I guess you're keeping the camera off because you're high as balls and you don't want people to see, although we can hear it through your voice. But anywho, how about we just get started with this? And yes, I will be fast forwarding through the boring parts because she does a lot of babbling. A lot. So we're just going to make this quick as possible and as painless as possible. I'll do my best. Let's do this.
I'm on a plane. I'm going south. Hi, Carefree. Avril. Daisy. Oh. Swag Daddy. No. Edward.
Shantel, you're drunk. Go home. Oh, wait.
Aussie. Andre Marie. Salah. Oh, my handsome man. 'Cause we are two worlds apart. Can't reach for your heart. Hey, Gorbstorm. Sorry, guys. I hope you can enjoy me. I understand that I need to cam up because part of the reason that a lot of people watch me is to laugh at my physique, but I'm sorry, okay?
I don't laugh at your physique. I really don't. Your body is for you to deal with or not deal with. Your body can look any way it wants to. You're in complete control of that, Chantal. I don't laugh at your physique. It's unfortunate that you've chosen the path of self-destruction and self-harm for the sake of profit. But again, that is your life and that is your choice. Now, I don't laugh at you because of your physique. There's a whole list of other reasons why I laugh at you. The main reason why I laugh at you is just your sheer stupidity when it comes to making bad choices, the same ones over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, that in itself is comedy. To see someone that would act that stupid.
Hey, Island Dragonfly Big Beezer, XXL Beezer. You want to see Salah the orange julep? What do you think his reaction to a poutine would be from orange julep? I think it would be, wow, babe. Yeah, I just want to talk about stuff that I forgot to talk about earlier. You've got the fan cranked up on high. I am not going to Montreal anytime soon. He will say it's gross. No, he wouldn't.
Actually, didn't Salah already try poutine? Didn't he try poutine in Thailand? Because she found a poutine place and right next door was the dispensary. I remember that visit because when she went into that place and she ate the poutine, she went somewhere else in her head. Like you literally saw it on her face. At the moment she ate the food that she wanted to eat, like for like 5 or 6 seconds, like she was in another world. She was in another cosmos of her own making. Like she just had a brain explosion, like her eyes were crossing and everything. So he tried it and he didn't like it. And you know what, Chantal? It's amazing to me that you're a food addict. You are addicted to food. And because you're addicted to food so much, like that is your thing. That is your addiction. It absolutely escapes you. You're so enthralled by food that you truly don't understand that everybody else around you is not as enthralled by food. They don't find it interesting. They don't want to talk about it all day long. They don't want to hear about it all day long. Let me throw this at you. I'm just going to make up something benign, something harmless, but just using it as an example. Let's just say there was somebody out there that had a serious obsession, addiction to cotton balls. They just loved cotton balls. And always going to the store and buying bags of cotton balls and stacking them like pillows in their house, like towers of cotton balls. And everybody they meet, they're talking about cotton balls and how wonderful they are and the texture and the colors and what to do with the cotton balls and the sizes. And you hear about cotton balls for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Imagine you as a food addict meeting somebody who had an addiction, obsession for something else that's not food, and then behaving in the same way that you are behaving. Wouldn't that get irritating? Wouldn't that get on your nerves? Wouldn't you look at that person and go, what is wrong with them? What is it? What is the big deal with cotton balls? Why do they feel the need to talk about cotton balls for 10 hours a day, every day? You're making my ears bleed. That's how people feel about you and food. What you're addicted to, what you're enthralled by, is nothing of interest to us. We don't share your passion. We don't share your interest. That's why we call your content boring, because we are not the feedies. We don't have a food fetish. We want to talk about other things that are interesting. Food is interesting to you because that's what you're addicted to, and you're not ready to give it up, unfortunately.
It's not gross. Oh yeah, soda sadness. I'll try to look for them in the block list. Yeah, sure. We are going nowhere. We're just beesing right now, okay? I just need to bees. There's no fan. I'm in the car. Ugh.
And ma'am, I want to have a word with you. You're in the car and you're high on something. You better not get on the road and drive somewhere. You hear me? You better keep your stone, whatever else, butt off the road. Do not drive while intoxicated. You hear me? Don't. Just don't. I don't know what you took tonight. I don't know how much, but don't do dangerous driving. Don't put other people at risk because you're the idiot that decided to drive to a park and get high there. Don't leave and put other people at risk just because you want to do a live stream and then leave. Don't do that.
But I don't want to show like my location.
Too
I
late.
had to kind of move because not because people found me.
Lies. That's the only time that you move, is when you feel like you have to move. That's Foodie Beauty doesn't move unless she has to. In this case, her being in Canada, you guys want to know the reason why she wants to travel? Because while she was in the Middle East, she could hide a little bit better. She could hide her lies a little bit better. But now that she's back in Canada and she's still throwing lies at us, she's getting busted for her lies a lot faster. We're busting her as fast as she tells the lies, and she hates that. She likes to have a buffer between those who are looking for the truth and her, the one being the one telling the lies. She can't get away with as much being over here in the States. She could only do that in the Middle East. And even then we kept busting her. So he's like, oh, I didn't move because people found out where I was. Lies. We're not even 5 minutes into the stream. You're already telling a lie.
But because the internet was starting to suck there. Does he like junky food? He doesn't sometimes, but not love it, no. Hey, Squiddy Sucks. Rat face merch. Are you going to buy? Hey, AmQ. Stu. What do you want me to call you, AmQ, Stu? People are crazy. The
Hey,
white
bro.
noise? No. AC. I explored too hard. Oh, Amira, right. Sorry. Yeah, if I sleep in the car, yeah, I do have to keep my hijab on if I don't cover my windows. I want you to go visit SJM and Keek so bad. Are they like a couple or what? Are they getting married? Thanks, Maximus. Explored too hard. Yeah. Now, I just wanted to come on here and say, which is the PS part, okay? By the leaves in the background. Now, somebody sent me something and they were saying, oh, I think your location, your car was found. Now,
and I just want to throw this in here real quick. Y'all know the reason why she's doing live stream after live stream after live stream? Because the end of the month is coming. It'll be here in a few days. So it's crunch time. She's got to get as many live streams as she can in to make next month's check just a little bit bigger. Here's the problem. She's not doing interesting content. Hey, Booger. Y'all want to see Queen Booger? Hold on a minute. Booger break. I know Sassy Go Lightly is going to love this. Hold on. Shut up, Chantal. Go away. Stop the screen here. Hey, Booger. Come here, Bugs. Oh, she's wanting to come up here. Hey, Bugs. Y'all, she's trying to get that last little bit of money before the month is up. And she would get a lot more if the streams were interesting somehow. Like if she rented a motel room for a few days and just did motel room bees. And hi, Booger. Hi. Thank you, baby. Little scratchy chin. Little scratchy chin. You purring, baby. But she could do a motel room bees. Chantal, why aren't you renting a motel? Just rent a motel. You'll get better Wi-Fi there. You'll have a bed. You'll have a private space. It'll be comfortable. Why not do that? Finish the month strong. Nope, we're doing carbies because you're cheap. You're over there saying, I'm broke, but yet, where are you getting the money to buy the edibles or whatever else that you're doing? You got money for that. You got money for food, but you ain't got money for a motel room for at least a couple of nights. They're not that expensive. Hey, Booger. Look at y'all. What am I gonna do? I'm trying to do a react to Chantal, and I got a booger. The baby. This is what we do. She's curled up like a baby. I know Miss Sassy Go Lightly is like always on the lookout for booger sightings. I'm probably gonna find a clip of this on Twitter later. Hello, Miss Sassy Go Lightly. She's like, this is what I watch the streams for is booger. Well, here's the booger. Yes. Here's the booger. You get to rub your ears. Sorry, guys. We're doing like a little pet break right now. Give me a second. There you go. You like that, booger? I got to put you down, kid. I'm sorry. I got to do my react. Yes. See, this is love, Chantal. This is what happens when you have a pet and they not only love you, but they're bonded to you. And then they rule your life and then they tell you when to wake up and when to go to sleep. Oh, get down, baby. There you go. All right, we're going to get back to Chantal. I had to do the booger break. And booger sighting for those who want to see bugs. All right, we're going back to Chantal. Let me get back to her. There we go. Go ahead, Chantal.
To be fair, it just so happens that I'm renting like the same brand of car actually that they thought, but it's actually,
well, the car that you rented, I'm sorry to say, is too small for you. If the steering wheel is cutting into your stomach and it could nearly cut you in half, you need a bigger vehicle.
Actually a rental. I didn't borrow a car from a relative. So
big question, Chantal. If you didn't borrow a car from mom, because everybody's saying it looks like mom's car, that maybe mom gives you the car for a certain period of time to do your streams, then you got to bring it back. You're on a car curfew of sorts. Like, Why you always rush off the streams then? Like you've got somewhere to go or you got to return the car then.
But it's a lot bigger and more expensive. It's
I'm sorry, that car's not big enough. You look very, very cramped in it.
like, I don't know. It's just like in real life, it's an expensive car, you know. Red Romando. It's not one that I would buy though, honestly. Honestly, like, I don't know. Okay, anyways, PS. So, I just wanted to say that I know my content's been pretty friggin' boring, but a lot of you I know don't mind. But I know, like,
This is the same rhetoric that she gave us in Kuwait. How many times have we heard this? Ladies and gentlemen, I know my content is boring. Okay, so you know it's boring. What are you doing about it? If you, the content creator, you are self-aware of the fact that you have not been putting any effort into your content to the point where even you are aware that it's boring, why aren't you doing something about it? Don't you feel bad that you're doing boring content on your channel and you're asking people to buy memberships, paying $5 a month for boring content? You don't feel bad about that? That you're not at least trying to do great content? No, not at all. So you're admitting the content is crap, and that's because you and your channel, you share the same vibe, and the vibe is I don't care. Literally, that is the vibe, Shantel. I don't care. I don't care enough to make changes. I don't care enough to try. I just want to turn on my camera, make a little bit of money, and I'm happy. I don't want to go the extra mile. I don't want to think of new ideas. I don't want to really, truly entertain people. I just want to turn my camera on or keep it off and make a few bucks off Google AdSense. And you'll do it as long as the Beezers put up with it.
listen, I like to just sit and talk with you guys, but I also want to do some kind of like good content. Like,
well, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't tell people what you're going to do, just do it. Surprise people. Wouldn't that be nice for the Beezers? That they just come to your channel one day and there's something great going on, or there's a video or a live, and you're like, wow, I mean, this is different. This is great. This is awesome. It'd be nice for them if you did that.
Do you know what I mean? I want to feel like proud of something, like a creation, you know? So like good videos for people to entertain people.
You know what this is, Beezers, for those of you that come lurking over here and spy on me and my channel and my tarot readings, which you're free to do. You know, go where you want on YouTube, do what you want to do. Feel free to check things out at will. But you know what this is? Let me explain it to you. Let me break it down for you. Let me give you the remix. This right here, this is a little technique that scammers do to people that are their marks. And every single one of you in her chat, you're all potential marks, because each one of you is potential money. And for those in the chat that might be getting bored of her and her content, you're tired of the same old, you're tired of the monotony, you're about ready to let go, this is Shantel feeding you a scrap of hope, because she knows that all of you over there are starving for entertaining content, for something interesting, for something new. She knows you're starving for something different, and to keep you around just a little bit longer, so she gets a few more views on her lives and her videos, or maybe gets a membership for at least 1 month. She'll give you a scrap of hope just to keep you around. I gotta tell them something. I gotta do something to keep them around, because I'm not working right now, and I know it, and I know I'm boring, and I freely admit that, although I'm not doing anything about it. I want to do this, I want to do that. But guess what, Beezers? Nothing ever happens. Nothing. You don't believe me? Just check back to the rest of her lives. Go back to every life where she ever said that. And believe me, there are many. She's not trying. She doesn't want to try. She's in Canada right now. What's stopping her from making great content? Absolutely nothing. She's got nothing else going on in her day. It doesn't take long to make a 15-minute interesting video of places or people or something. You know, do putt golf. I don't care. Just do something. Canada is wide. It is beautiful. It is spacious. It is majestic. And the people there are great. There's so much content. For someone like Shantel, that's a content creator, to live in a place like Canada, you can't ask for better. I mean, there's so much to do. There's so much to see. The nature is astounding. And yet she's not showing you guys anything. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Volkswagen Beetles plus size friendly. Yeah, right? I'm not boring. Thank you, ECP. Just keep doing you. Road trip bees.
You know what, Beezers? I wish that a lot of you would get some courage in your spines and tell her the truth. Stop lying to her. Stop the lying. She lies enough. Don't add your lies to her lies. Tell her the doggone truth. Hold her accountable. Don't be afraid to say the truth. Tell her, yeah, it's been boring, and I'm bored to tears, and I've been waiting around for something interesting to happen. When's it gonna happen? Can you give me a date? Can you give me a time? Can you give me a week? I'll be back when there's something interesting here. If more Beezers held her accountable, and if you guys stuck to your guns and said, look, I'm here on your channel, I've done my part, I'm giving you the views, which puts money in your pocket, and I bought a membership, which puts more money in your pocket, and there are lots of us that are giving you super chats, which is more money. The least you can do is make some interesting content once in a while. If you guys had that tough love attitude, she might wise up and she might straighten up, and you might get something good out of her. But as long as you keep babying her, nothing is ever going to improve.
We just like hanging out. Don't worry. Okay, good. Let's eat some puts. I'm so full. You guys find it more exciting than Kuwait, but even in Kuwait, I didn't do much with you guys. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're an exciting person, you can find exciting things in pretty much any environment, really. Just beezing is entertaining.
You know what, Chantal? You right now in Canada is a missed opportunity. If you had a sense of humor like you used to have, and you were able to, make fun of yourself, which sometimes you used to do, you could turn a situation like motel beezing into something funny. You really could. I could do it. I could do motel beezing and make it funny. And I'm not that funny, but I can still do it. Like, I just make fun of the whole experience. And by the way, Chantal, I found something that would be ripe for content. Not that I'm giving you ideas, but did you know that there is a jail that was converted into a hostel? People can actually stay there. There's shared rooms, there's separate rooms. What a great way to make content. You could do a stream. Chantal goes to jail and be staying at a hostel in your own room. But at the same time, you don't like people. You don't want to be around people, but like, you can kind of make that into a funny experience. You see what I'm saying? There's all kinds of ideas everywhere. You just don't know where to find them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you, guys. Your audience was built off of kitchen chair rolling. Are we used to do a road trip series? Go to a mall? Now, I'm also trying to decide what to do with my future, right? And I have a lot of options. I know Liceling. Any bees is a good bees. Well, thanks, Faith. Foodie and Pete stays. Yeah, we kind of just keep our friendship secret. Inshallah, Cuba Rage. No.
Somebody brought up the Cuba rage. She said, no. You want to know why? Because that was when Chantal was showing her entire butt. Every bit of her cheeks was out. The mask was off. She was full of arrogance and full of herself and just mean to everybody. And the Cuba rages will forever live in infamy. Absolute infamy. Hey, Booker. Hey, Books. Hey, baby. How you doing? More booger. But she's saying, no, it's the Cuba rage. Absolutely not.
Dancing in the kitchen. I can't believe I used to be like that. Like, if I look how I used to.
Chantal, from a reactor perspective, it was an infuriating time for reactors. It was a crazy time trying to keep up with your crazy self. But there were bits of fun and funny in it. And in my opinion, that's what's missing from your streams anymore. You're still infuriating, no doubt. But there were elements of fun, things to laugh at. The fun is missing from what you do now. Now it's just you working overtime and wearing everybody out with the rage baiting and the rage trolling, and it's not as it once was. You are not as you once were, and the vibe has changed. And it's unfortunate that there's not as much fun. Like, you used to be silly and make fun of yourself, and somehow you lost that. You really, really lost that.
To be like, I showed a lot of myself, and like I went through a lot of psychological, I don't know what you would call it, like attitude, like mentality change, like, so I think it's weird to see me like that. Why do you have to keep
What's weird? So if you watch your old videos back and see yourself having fun, you were having fun back in the day. You were doing exactly what you wanted to do. Nobody was telling you what to do. You can come and go as you pleased. You weren't like hot fired, fixated, obsessed with the idea of being with a man. You were just being a carefree spirit, a toxic carefree spirit to be sure, but still a carefree spirit. You laughed a lot more. You don't laugh as much anymore. You never noticed that?
Well, just because, ECP, different reasons. Can you find the old hats from Bay Nation? I don't think I have. Yes, I think they're in a box somewhere at my mom's or something. Oh my gosh, I gotta look for them. I love the
Chantal, I want you to take note of something every time you go live, especially when you're in Canada. Your beezers, they always bring up stuff from the past. Remember when you did this? Remember when you wore that? Remember when this happened? You want to know why? Because they miss the old days. They miss the old you. And I know you can't bring back the old you. You can't rewind the clock all the way back to when you were in the Canadian villa with Pete's. You can't do that. Nobody can do that. Nobody can hold back time. But there's a reason why they miss that. And that's because you were wild, you were crazy, but you were also fun. Like it was a dark time because some of the things you were talking about, but the fun was still there, and it's not there anymore. That's why people bring that stuff up, because they miss the fun.
Each one. Remember that blue dress with the puffy sleeves I had? Yeah. Red room, I know, but yeah. No, she's fine, I think. I'm going through a breakup. Oh, sorry, Faith. That's so painful. It's so painful, I know. I'm going crazy. I didn't think I would. Like, I figured because I was married for a couple, like, what, 3 years now almost? And I was with him like every day.
I doubt that. I doubt he was with you every day. Nobody can take you full strength for long.
So now that I'm separated from him after like a week, it got bad. I was like, and it still is. I'm so like in love with this person, with this man.
You're not in love with Salah. He's not in love with you. You're in love with the idea of being with somebody, anybody. He just happens to be the flavor of the week right now. But if Nad stepped back in the picture and he said, I want to be with you, let's do this, you would forget all about Salah. You would. And the only reason why you'd want to hang on to Salah is because you look at him and treat him as an object. When you're with a guy, you don't see them as people. You see them as things to be owned and possessed and paid for. And I'm going to say a very strong statement here, y'all. But if you think about it, it does apply. Shantel does not want a husband, and she doesn't want a boyfriend. What she wants is a slave. She wants to walk up to somebody and she wants to buy them and pay for them. And then after she buys them and pays money for them, she feels that she owns them. And if she owns them, they have to do whatever she says, no matter how distasteful the request, no matter how tired they may be, no matter how much they may not like her. Once she walks up to you and she gives you money, in her mind, you are her property and she's paid for you and you're hers forever. So it's not about love with Shantel. It's about ownership. Like, you are her property. You know, put the Foodie Beauty brand and just tattoo it on your backside. You belong to her. She looks at him as a possession, the same way she did Natter. And she still hasn't gotten it through her head. You can't own people. No amount of money or time is going to give you ownership over another soul.
And I miss my cat so
No, you
bad.
don't.
Yeah, I mean, I've been married for that long. Sorry, my grammar. I just, it sucks. What do you mean? No, times were okay. I mean, we were a little more real and open on camera. I didn't expect to get offended by him saying that to me, like by him saying, did you guys get a notification? Because I think I went live too many times today. Go to a nice beach or a mall. Surely Canada has them. Yeah, I know. The problem is I'm just like, I don't want to cause problems for the public. So the realness is why I watch.
She's acting like a celebrity. I don't want it to cause problems for the public. Exactly what kind of problems would you be causing for the public? It's not that you'd be causing trouble for the public, Shantel. It's just that you don't want to go and be around people. For someone who likes interaction with people so much, real life interaction, though, it scares you to death. You don't want people looking at you. You don't want people talking to you. I think you prefer the internet because the people that you talk to online, you don't have to see them face to face. And if you say something offensive to them, you don't have to deal with them in real life, like their real life responses, looking them in the eye and saying something. The internet provides that shield or buffer, that veil, where you don't have to see them and they see you, but there's no interplay between you and that person. But you're not a celebrity, ma'am. You're not.
He went to war for 14 years. Bunny, how did you do it? Hey, Carolina, you got a notification? Okay. Hey, Granny. Hello, just Nile. Nile? Is that how you say her name? Or Nyla? I got a notification. Really? Did you tear into him? No, but I mean it's unrealistic to say that couples don't fight or argue. It's not abusive, but hey, lurking here. I was embarrassed when you guys heard me say, then starve. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, we didn't break up. No, I love him so much.
Chantal, I think it's time to either poop or get off the pot. You've been delaying and delaying and delaying, telling people that this thing is over. The Kuwait arc is over. I think you need to realize that. You're never going back to Kuwait. You can't. You caused too much problems there. And if you went back or you try to go back, you would be under the microscope and potentially put in jail. Like, the charges are still out there. Nobody knows what's going to happen because of them. You don't know. Salah doesn't know. But you have way too many eyes on you in Kuwait. You got a lot of eyes on you in Canada, but you've got eyes on you over there. So you can't go back. There's no way you can. And if you do, it's a dangerous, stupid decision. You're walking back into the fire with bare feet. Why would you do that? You got out and you're going to go back to the fire? You're going to get burned? That what you want to do for Salah? The guy that doesn't even care about you when he goes running off to the red room and you catch him with stuff on his phone? I mean, you want to show us some more you're stupid? I guess if you want to go back that you're going to. I wouldn't, though. I'm in love with him so much. No, you're not. You were never in love with him. He was never in love with you. You both had side pieces. He had somebody on the side. You had somebody on the side. You were talking to Nads. He was talking to somebody else. The marriage was strictly for the camera. And it goes no deeper than that. And we all know it.
Then go ahead and starve. Pajami. Okay, Pajami. I've been without my husband for just a little over a year and still can't get used to being alone. I'm sorry, Carefree. My deepest condolences. That it must be so hard. I can't even imagine. Try traveling to meet long-term visitors in different cities. Don't stay with them. Vlog their city. Oh my goodness. You know what, Pajami? That would be such a good idea one day, but oh boy, seems overwhelming for somebody who is paranoid now about meeting people from the internet. I'm sure you're just lovely, but you know. No, Teardrop's fine. Listen, she's in pretty much 99.975 times. She's in my chat, okay? Then you're like, she's allowed to have a little percentage of time off. Why can't you go where Salah is? See, this is the thing you guys don't see. You think you have everything figured out. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm saying that actually so you can enjoy the entertainment more. That's not true. Some things are really just like, you know, I mean, you don't know the background. You don't know the history. why, of things that happen, and I can't tell you, like, it's really personal stuff. But we have reasons for the, things that we do. Sometimes they're probably not the smartest decisions, and sometimes they work out in our favor, alhamdulillah. And I can't say alhamdulillah very well ever. I find I can't say it because I don't have like the Arabic speaking tongue. Be careful who you trust. Yeah. They run wild. You're right, Nostune. If people don't know something, that's what happens. Because I was like, I had the attitude that, what, I'll just live my life. Hey, Diego. And I will, just don't reveal any personal information. Then nobody will have anything. No, that's not true. They invented if they don't know.
So if it bothers you, Chantal, that people are inventing things about you, if you don't like speculation, and you said you don't like speculation, here's a solution: tell the truth. If we're getting stuff wrong, you can correct us by giving us the truth. And I know that's going to be hard for you because you lie about things that you don't even have to lie about. Like the whole situation with Smokey. You lied all day long about that. And you kept lying. Why not tell the truth? I mean, you tell the truth, and if people trust you, there won't be different versions of stuff floating around, would there? Just tell the doggone truth.
And for me, that wouldn't be very satisfying because you don't know for sure if these things are true or not, I don't know. It's fun to speculate. Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, that's a popular saying. I think I get it now. People like to congregate and just assume. Or like think of what could be. Yeah, I see what you mean.
There are different tarot readers that have done tarot readings on Foodie and Salah in the whole situation. More than a few have said that she's still talking to Salah. And I tend to agree with them because if Chantal was completely done with Salah, and I mean done, she'd be talking mad trash about him. If she's not talking mad trash about him, there has to be a reason why. And that's because they're still in communication. And I'm sure she's got dirt on him and he's got dirt on her. And maybe it's because he's got dirt on her, she's keeping her mouth shut. But I feel that they're still talking for some reason on some level. Because if they were done, she would take out a flamethrower and torch that bridge. And she would do it knowing that she could talk that trash and make money. She would read him for filth and throw him under the floorboards and the bus. If she's still talking favorably about Salah, she's still talking to him.
No, the black screen because I'm paranoid that people are going to show up here.
Oh, please.
Wow, I love this place. I want to go for a walk. But it's raining. Like, if it stopped raining, I would honestly go for a walk with you guys. It's a waste of time to speculate. Julia? Julia is more than perfect. She's fine. She's with Dad. I get videos every day. I video chat them every day. I get many pictures. I have a lot. Yeah, get a green screen. I have a lot of new pictures of her, but I'm afraid to post them because I don't want like background searches to be done, Are they really in snow? I don't know. Hi, Michaela. I don't think any physics are going to come out of this lace lane. Share some pictures. I can like crop out the background. She's as cute as ever, okay? She's a smushy-faced, long-haired fluff ball of love, and I miss her so bad. Even her bad breath. Dingleberries, not so much.
For the record, cats don't have bad breath. They may have bad breath for a few minutes if they eat something smelly like fish, but normally they don't have bad breath. If a cat has bad breath, they may have oral issues or something going on with their teeth, and they need to go to the vet. So you're over there saying that she's got bad breath. She needs to go to the vet.
People have always been this. Have people always been this nuts? No. You love seeing pics of Julia. She's beautiful. Thank you. It's crazy that you even have to think like that. It's gone too far. Yeah. Yeah. It really has. Yeah.
She's just highly aggravated that she's back home in Canada. And look, she threw out the challenge to people. Do your worst, she said. Do your worst. You can't be tempting people like that, Foodie. You just can't do that. Okay, let's keep on with Foodie.
To be fair, I understand because I do run my mouth a lot. Like I
Yep.
have a big mouth and I can't control it. But I mean, if you don't if you don't say anything, like if you don't, I guess, piss me off or something, I don't know. If you don't annoy me, whatever. I'm so nice. I'm like the nicest person. Like in real life.
What Delulu pills has she taken today? She must have taken the whole bottle. She is fully into Delulu land. Sometimes she's somewhat there. Sometimes she's halfway there. Today she's all the way there. Oh, I'm the nicest person ever. Excuse me? To who? And if you're such a nice person, why are you back in your home country of Canada and you're not hanging out with anybody? Where are the gatherings with friends and going out for coffee dates and going out for dates and going shopping with people? Oh, no reports about that? Why aren't you hanging out with your family? I wonder if we went to your family and if we asked them if you were a nice person, what they would say. Well, they can't be thinking that you're too terribly nice because you aren't staying with them, are you? You made so much chaos for your family. They tried to help you get into a place, didn't they? Because they couldn't have you in the house. You were just too chaotic. You're too hectic. But I'm such a nice person, she says. According to who?
Most people who know me like me unless they get in a tiff with me, but usually I end up working out any tiffs in my life. I don't think I have any like huge enemies except for people on
Shantel, everybody that you know, you owe. You owe something to. You owe money to. You owe favors to. You're such a taker that everybody you know, you owe. Your family, Pete's, anybody that you took advantage of a little bit of their kindness, live to regret being kind to you. Hence the reason why you're alone.
online. Like honestly, you know. Yeah. I was talking about the PS. Yeah, Deborah. Yeah. Hey, Lily. No, so many content creators run their mouth. It's never okay to take things offline. It's a safety issue, bringing. Yeah, exactly. I don't go real life. Okay, like I did say Dee Dee's mom's room number thing because I saw it on her. How do you think I knew the room number? I saw it on her video.
But why would you do that? Where was your common sense? Yeah, you were mad at Dee Dee and you were mad at Natter, but what did an elderly, sick woman have to do with anything? Why would you dox an elderly, sick woman? and put her on blast when she has said nothing to you. She's done nothing to you. She doesn't even know you. But you were using an elderly, sick woman as a gotcha to try and hurt Dee Dee. And what about Perfectly Imperfect? Going after her and her family, making up fake sock accounts with her children's pictures, acting as if they were talking about her. What about her job? You didn't do any of that? That wasn't you? Oh, I think it was you. I do. I think it was you. You've doxed plenty of people, Shantel. Plenty. And you were happy to do it. You were happy to cause trouble. Are you trying to use doxing as a gotcha, as some sort of weapon? You weaponize the doxing, the threatening people's jobs, their livelihoods, their families, their friends. And it's not cool.
Thank you. And I didn't, that was wrong. I'll admit that 100%.
Yeah, sure was.
I don't remember.
You know, the only reason why she's admitting her wrong right now is because in the previous live stream, she said, I didn't do doxing. And here comes Girl World hot on her heels saying, oh, really? We got receipts that say otherwise. And those clips are showing up on Twitter. And now she's coming forward and going, well, I kind of did. When you put the evidence in front of her and you can't dispute the evidence, that's when she admits to doing something wrong, not before.
Remember if I apologize. I feel like I did back then, but during my Cuba rage. And I really, that was not good to do. But other than that, and accidentally showing what's her face's number, which I apologize for and offered to, I don't go real life. I don't like stalk.
Why don't you say her name? Say it. What's her face? You know exactly who we're talking about. FFG. Say her name. You doxed FFG's number. Sure did. And gave the phone to Natter, an abusive person. An abusive man. According to you. You gave an abusive man somebody else's number. Someone who's been through severe DV. Who's a DV survivor. Gave an abuser their number. And you were happy to do it. You were very happy to do it. You're disgusting.
People I don't call, tow trucks and stuff. I don't call I don't do that like in real life harassment stuff.
You were, Shantel, there's a clip on Twitter right now. Do I need to go find it? I'll go find it. I'll go find it right now. I don't care. I've got it on my timeline. I showed it to people where you were in your bedroom in Canada and you were laughing about the fact that Dee Dee lost her job because of the doxing. You're like, hey, you lost your job. Should I go find the clip? I think I'll go find the clip. Y'all hang on a minute. Let me go find it. We need a refresher. Okay, I stopped the screen because I wanted to find the clip on Twitter. And I found it. Just as a reminder to Shantel of what she said. Because, Shantel forgets. Here's the clip, courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. Saying, remember when Foodie Beauty doxed Dee Dee's job and Dee Dee was fired and she made fun of her for it? I'm going to blow this sucker up full screen.
You lost your job. Don't you have a job, Dee Dee? What happened to your job? What happened to your job? What happened to your job? You still love it the most? You lost your job. Loser.
So there's Shantel laughing because she doxed Dee Dee's job and Dee Dee lost her job. Dee Dee lost her livelihood, a job that she had been at for quite a while. And she thought it was funny because Chantal was looking for a gotcha over Dee Dee. She was mad at Dee Dee for taking Natter away from her. Strange how all that time Chantal claimed that Natter was abusive. And you would think that once Natter said, look, I don't want to be with you, and he's with another woman, she would say to herself, well, it didn't work out between the two of us, and he's an abusive man. It's for the best that I'm not with him. But even not being with Natter, she wanted to cause harm. Now, I'm the new woman in his life. I'm still so angry and so scorned. I want to ruin their livelihood. I want to get back at this woman any way I can because I feel wronged. I feel absolutely wrong. So I'm going to absolutely ruin her life any way I could think of. But there's the clip. There's the clip, Foodie. I just played it. So tell me again how you didn't do doxing back in the day. Tell me. Tell me all about it.
Because I have a conscience, like,
No, you don't.
I don't know.
To have a conscience, first you must have a soul. I don't think you have a soul, Shantel. I think you lack a soul.
Is that a bad thing? I think it is these days for people. I don't know. We've all had a drunk rage. In the immediate future, I don't know. That's what I'm very pensive right now. I went once to his house and his window. How can you not look in his window?
How can you not look in his window? Don't go to his house. That's how you not look in the window. Don't go to his house in the first place. I remember that crazy night. You and Natter, that you told us yourself, Chantal. You told us how it all went down. That you guys were playing phone tag with each other. A very toxic game of phone tag. Playing mind games of sorts. First, it started out that he was calling you and you weren't picking up the phone. And then you were calling him and he wasn't picking up the phone. And that made you mad. Also, if I can rewind the clock back a bit and remember more, I think the way it all went, you had spent 3 solid weeks nonstop with Natter. And then you came back to your house and you wanted to spend more time with him. And he got on the phone with you and he left you a message or something and said, my friends are in town. I just want to go out and, hang out with them. Well, that made you very unhappy because you looked at him spending time with other people as disrespectful and you don't care about my feelings because you're suffocating like that. You're clingy. So you tried calling him a bunch of times. He wasn't picking up because he was out with other people and he didn't want you ruining the fun, which you would have done given the chance. The chat was gassing you all the way up, putting that high octane crazy fuel in your gas tank, and you just couldn't stand it. You got in your car, you made the excuse you were going to go to a dispensary near his house, although you could have gone to another dispensary. You want to find one near his house as a cover for going over there and stalking and spying on him. So you drove to his house and you went so far as to go up to the front door and try the doorknob and looking in the window. You wanted to see if he was there or if he was with anybody. You want to see what was going on because you got control issues. If somebody isn't sitting next to you and they walk in the next room, you don't trust them. If they're outside the house, you don't trust them. Like your mind just starts making weird scenarios about what might be happening. And you're thinking, he must be cheating. He must be talking to other women. Da, 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 da. You're making up that dialogue in your head and it made you nuts because you're a control freak. You feel secure with things and people you can control. Once someone is out of eyesight, it makes you crazy because you start imagining things about what they might be doing and who they might be talking to. So you didn't know where Natter was or who he was with, but you wanted to go make yourself feel better by spying and lurking and creeping around. Like your behavior was completely inappropriate that night.
He was too cheap ass to have any friggin' curtains. You think he goes to Walmart and gets a curtain for his kitchen window? No, it's right at ice length. So I just looked in. Big deal. I won't even mention what he did in my house. I think we're frickin' even. Like he, when people play with your emotions and they make you crazy, I don't know.
Well, if somebody's playing with your emotions and making you crazy, you know what you do? You don't see them anymore. You don't continue to see them over and over and over again. And you don't pay their bills and you don't pay their rent and you don't buy them iPads and iPhones and clothes and take them on expensive trips to Montreal to 5-star hotels. And that's all that you did was spend money on him, despite the fact that he was playing with your emotions and making you nuts.
I'm just glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. But I'm dealing with other problems, but just, I'll take that over any day.
So you traded one guy who didn't love you, who played with your emotions, for another guy who's doing the exact same thing. Another guy who's taking your money, depending on your money, making you crazy because you don't know where he is and what he's doing. And you are hot fire determined to put him on a leash and put a collar around his neck.
I would look too. Everyone would. No, I didn't go in through the window. But Muslim women, debatable. A lot of them don't cover their hair, but most do because I think the majority believe that, Allah wants you to cover your hair. But I personally feel like it's just to be modest. I don't know if it's like specific to hair. I think it's a cultural thing with that regard. Different hijab styles, expectations in society in different cultures,
Chantal, I wish that you would just be honest. I wish you would just be honest and just say, look, I feel very shy because I don't have any hair. I'm bald. I don't feel confident being bald. And I don't feel confident with my body either. And so I prefer to use the hijab and the abaya to cover them up. It has nothing to do with being Muslim because I am not Muslim. You guys know that I'm not Muslim because of the way I behave. I don't have the faith in my heart. I wish you would just be honest and say all that and mean it. It's okay to wear clothing to cover your head, to cover your body if you're not feeling confident about yourself. But portraying yourself as a Muslim woman, you're not. You know you're not.
I like how, honestly, I know, a lot of you think I look weird. I feel like I look beautiful in a hijab. When it's styled nice, more than I know you're thinking because you're bald headed. Actually, when I style my hair really nice, it actually looks okay. No, Rosemary. YouTube change, yeah.
Chantal, I remember all the way back when you had your natural hair. And I don't know exactly why you started getting the bald patches. It could be because of, pattern baldness in your family. It could be to the fact that you had a hysterectomy and you did not have hormone replacement therapy. It could be because of your diet, just eating nothing but garbage fast food for years, and that could affect hair growth. but you sort of get in the patches on your head and you would use the hair soot to cover them up. But then you went to Natter's place and he couldn't stand the soot all over his pillowcases. You started wearing wigs. Some of them were really nice. Some of them looked crappy, but some of them were nice. And then you got into Salah. And so you started wearing the hijab and the abaya. But even if you were to take off your hijab, you still have the bald patches. But you're trying to act like you have a full head of hair. You don't because of the bald patches. And hey, you can rock the bald if you want to. I don't know why you just can't say the truth and say, I am completely bald.
Thanks, Caroline. I should style them more flatteringly. Yeah, for sure, man. Is it raining still? If it's not raining, I'm okay. No, it's not. Okay. But it's like, is it cold right now? You ever see the movie Scent of a Woman? Okay, I'm rolling down all the windows because it is hot. It's friggin' humid here. Oh. Dr. B. But on what? Hey, listening. Please stop talking the edges of the hijab into your chub cheeks. It would look so much better. Like, how do you think I should do it for my face shape? Where's Habibi? Thank you, Carefree. It's pouring. Yeah, it was raining. Habibi is around. He's around. Not here, but scent of grape. Ew. I can't believe I talked about that.
Okay, forewarning, chat. She babbles a lot. So I might do a lot of fast forwarding to get through the babbling. And if we don't cover all this, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing earth shattering here. She doesn't drop any dirty tea. It's just Chantal being high in a car, in a park somewhere with the camera off, just running up the meter for the Google AdSense money for the end of the month to make her check bigger. That's all it is.
Sure. Have you seen Wicked? No. Oh, how the lady did it. I don't remember how she did it. The blue wig. Hey, Katie, you look good in hijab. I think women look really beautiful in hijab. Like, I find it very beautiful. I think showing your hair looks beautiful too, but my hair is pretty long.
No, it's not. And I know it's not, Foodie, because you and I have the same hair type. Like I've got baby fine thin hair, and it doesn't grow that fast. And you've already shown like the top of your head that it's bald, and I'm pretty sure the rest is bald too. You don't have like a long head of hair. Sorry, no.
Down my back, like you would be.
No, and no. No. There's no way that she's got hair down her back. No, that would take several years for that to be accomplished.
I have thin hair.
To go from a completely bald head, which is what she started out with, like completely bald. She shaved it all off. Now she's saying it's down the middle of her back. Something like that would take years and years and years.
Hair, but I'm a Christian who always wears a head covering with a round face. Really, Karina? Nice. Okay, I'll check it out. We should make s'mores. I look beautiful bald. Thank you. You're Middle Eastern. I don't wear one, but they look good on you. Thank you. The hijab can be uncomfortable sometimes, yes, when I'm hot. Campfire bees. Yeah. Yeah, the ones that show a bit of their hair. I said that to Salah. I'm like, can I show a bit of my hair? No. Can I wear earrings? No. So he wants me to look like a friggin' makeupless bum. So I'm just kidding.
Wow. She's like, he wants me to look like a makeup-less bum. Are are you saying that about Muslim women? Because the pictures that I've seen of other women who are Muslim that dress in the hijab and the abayas, they all look so elegant to me. Very light, very comfortable. I've seen some amazing looking women wearing the abayas in the hijabs. As a matter of fact, Foodie, as a matter of fact, ma'am, I went and I looked up pictures of Muslim ladies getting married. And oh my goodness, they look like queens. Oh, they were lovely. Their makeup was on point. Their abayas and their hijabs were on point. Girl, they were styling and profiling on their wedding day. You not so much.
My beauty is only for you. You know what? I need to get some really nice nightwear.
Why?
What? Don't roll your eyes at me. That is horrible. I know. No makeup either. No, I can wear makeup.
Okay, Chantal, you titled this stream PS. Like, oh, there's some important things that I forgot to say, and that's why I'm firing up another stream. P.S. Additional thoughts, but you're just sitting here babbling for another hour and 38 minutes and 44 seconds. Like, there's nothing important here. Nothing.
But he hates fake eyelashes, like hates. Like the minute I put them on, if he sees me, he's like, "Why are you wearing those?" I'm like, "You don't like them?" Not at all. They do look bad on me though. Maybe that's why. Like they look too big. I don't know. I look cross-eyed. I don't think there's anything wrong with being cross-eyed. I love being in nature. He needs to chill. Well, he's pretty chill. Look who he's with. I mean, we got to make compromises. Yeah, I got Timu. The office days with the chair in the kitchen. Yeah, I miss those days too sometimes, broken toe, but we have to realize those days are over.
So I guess all the days of having fun are over. Is that what you're saying? Because it kind of feels that way. That the fun that your content used to make people feel, the kind of fun that you used to have, you're not going to have that anymore. Like, this is it, just mukbangs and boring stuff and food and rage baiting and rage trolling. Is that what's left of Shantopolis, of the Foodieverse? No more fun unless you go to a reaction channel, because God bless the reaction channels and the clip channels and the archive channels, because you got to give it up to them. They are talented, talented people. Big round of applause for all those channels. Seriously, to take someone as boring as Foodie, who puts no effort to entertain people in her content at all, to take some boring, bland potato soup with no spice and add the spices and add the interest and add the humor and the funny clips and the little pieces of video that make you laugh. I mean, that's a talent, to turn boring content into interesting content. There is so much talent in the community. Just, it's insane. It's insane how talented some of these people are. how much humor they have, the sarcasm, the wit, the intelligence. The reaction channels and the clip channels and the archive channels work harder on Shantel's content than Shantel does. And that's facts.
You know, I feel like you guys are having trouble accepting changes as well. Yeah, he doesn't really address haters. I'm surprised. He's very A-type personality, but he's also very like goofy and playful. So he doesn't like, he's young, so he doesn't like.
So Swag Daddy says, create new kitchen days. She could. She doesn't have to live in the past. She can create something good in the present, but she just doesn't want to because you Beezers let her get away with doing the boring content. And as long as you let her get away with it, she's going to keep doing it. You hold her accountable and say, listen, we are the viewers. We are the ones watching your lives. We are the ones buying your memberships and sending you super chats. Get on it. Give us something worth watching. Give us a reason to keep coming back here and staying subbed up to you, because we could easily sub up to a reaction channel and have more fun. We could sub up to somebody that will actually make the effort to make great content and care about what they put out versus just throwing on a camera and getting a meal and babbling while they stuff their face full of food.
You know what I mean? It mixes together in a way that, I don't know. No matter where you go, there you are. Yeah. But environment does play a part, at least a percentage. So if you could be happy in at least that one area.
So what's the right environment for you? You weren't happy in Cuba. You weren't happy in Thailand. You weren't happy in Kuwait. You're not happy in Canada. Where exactly are you going to be happy? I can give you the answer right now. Nowhere. Because as somebody in chat said, wherever you go, there you are. And you bring your problems and your misery with you in the mental suitcase. And everywhere you go, as soon as you get there, you unpack it. And it fills up the room and it fills up the space and it fills you up. You have no room for happiness because you're carrying 2,000 pounds of misery with you wherever you go. It just follows you, and it's going to keep following you until you unpack it and get rid of it.
Still the same Beezer. I need a type A man. Why? I love sitting out here. Never ignore red flags. It's also cultural. He's a Syrian man, a Muslim Arab.
You know what's going on right here? Misdirection. This is misdirection at its finest. She's painting this picture of he's very controlling over me. He's very controlling. Beezers, she's got you completely fooled. Honestly. I mean, you guys are watching Shantel. Maybe some of you have been watching her for quite a long time. Maybe some of you are new. For the new people, let me bring you up to speed. Shantel is a bossy person. She always has been. She's defiant. No matter what you say, no matter who you are, she's going to do what she wants to do when she wants to do it, and no one's going to tell her no. When it comes to the men in her life, she makes sure they are codependent on her money. You want to know why? Because as long as she's making the money, two things about that. Number one, if the man is codependent on her money, he ain't going nowhere. if he's independent, he's got a choice. And she doesn't want that man to have a choice. She wants him to stay put. Number two, if she's making all the money, whoever that man is can't tell her no to what she wants because it's her money. So who is going to tell Shantel no? Who is going to say no to her and she has to listen? Nobody. No one. No one has higher rank in her world than she does. And it's weird because I'm submissive to Salah. No, you're not. You're the boss. So this picture that she's painting of Salah of being controlling, it's the other way around. I'm sure behind the scenes she was controlling him. You Beezers, you heard little hints of her being bossy and snotty to him. I'm sure you've heard them. Don't ignore that. She wants to paint half a picture with you guys. I'm the victim. He's controlling. She didn't want you to see the other half of the picture of who she is and what she does and how and why. She don't want y'all to think about that. As long as she paints a picture of being a victim to all of you, and as long as you believe it, you won't consider the possibility that this person, Foodie Beauty, Shantel Marie, is a predator. And believe me, she's a predator in a lot of ways. She preys on people. She does. And she attaches herself like a tick. And she sucks away everything she can out of that person, and she doesn't let them go until they are drained dry. So she's not the victim that she says she is. She's not. She's not weak and helpless. She's got choices. She can go where she wants, do what she likes. So not a victim.
I mean, I don't like feeding into stereotypes, but they are controlling. They feel out of necessity for the family good. That's why. But some women like to have a controlling man, you know?
In the 3 years that you were with Salah, I didn't see him control you even once. I saw him enabling you, more than likely because if he tried to tell you no to fast food, you throw a fit. You throw an absolute fit or whine or cry until you got what you wanted. And those are habits that you learned from childhood when you were growing up with your family. You knew that if you were a big enough problem, that whoever it was that was telling you no, they would give in to you just to make you shut up. You learned that early in your life and you carry that over into your adulthood. But I never once saw Salah successfully tell you no. He couldn't. You were the one with the money.
As long as it's not abusive, you just have to know your boundaries. But if you don't know your boundaries, I don't know how someone else can know. Hello, Cindy. Hi, kind, strong heart.
So Michaela 6181 says, who was that Frank guy? Who was Frank? Frank, long ago, when she was still with Pete's, this is a story that I heard, that Pete was working somewhere at a job. And Frank was, I guess, a co-worker. And Shantel did a live stream, and Frank met up with Shantel, and all he did was buy her a bubble tea. But he got in her car and they were talking, and I showed this on my channel. He was not interested in Shantel in any way. He was staring at the chat the whole time. But that interaction with Frank kicked off the whole obsession, the quest to have a man in her life, to have a companion. Even though she had Pete and Pete was right there, she didn't want him because he was conquered. You see, he was a conquered mountain. She already put a flag on him and said, I already got this one. I want another one. I want a challenge. Men aren't just men to her, they are challenges. And if a man challenges her, well, she's up for the challenge. She's going to do everything in her power to win the game. So she chased Natter around for almost a year. Never won that challenge. And you got to know that narcissistic injury still hurts. And she still wants him to this day, if for no other reason, because she didn't get him. But Frank was the one that kicked it all off.
It's permanent that I've come here. Mashallah. No matter what BMI voice you put on, all of the voices I have are still part of me. You know? They've always been consistently me. Like,
She's talking about all the many different voices that she uses. Chantal, you use different voices to be manipulative. The baby voice is not only creepy and wrong, it's manipulative. You use the baby voice when you want something from somebody. Or in your case, when you get on YouTube and you're catering to some weirdos in your audience that have the adult baby fetish, and you're catering to them as much as you can without getting in trouble with YouTube. Which, by the way, you need to cut that out. And if you got those fetish guys, tell them you'll do private content for them off of YouTube, or tell them to meet you on another site that caters to that and talk to them there and do stuff for them there. But don't do it on YouTube, you weirdo. YouTube is not the place for adult fetishes. You can stop that.
it's just, I have different people are multifaceted, you know. We're not all one temperament. Sometimes we talk playful. We talk we talk angry. We talk with melancholy. It just depends. And
Chantal, you can have melancholy and you can be creative and be multifaceted and not have different voices for different people and different situations. Every time you get with a guy, your personality changes, your voice changes, your verbiage changes, everything changes. Why? Because you want to be accepted by that man. And you are trying to mold yourself into something acceptable to be with that man. Like you go to the guy, you talk to him, you figure out some parts of him, and you cater to what he likes and what he's about. You are a different person with BB. You are a different person with Pete. You're a different person with Natter. You are a different person with Salah. There's a different personality of yours that you conjure up every time you get with a new dude.
and sometimes we talk skinny.
What?
know?
Talk
My hair's
skinny.
straight. Yeah. Just because it's culturally normal doesn't make it okay. I know that's true, but it's still something we have to tolerate, and you know, it's something you have to consider. If you want to be with somebody who's a different culture, you have to learn about the culture. And like, I have so much left to learn. I'm not saying I'm pro by any.
You know what's crazy, Chantal, is that you wanted Salah so bad that you made a whole different personality just for him and the baby voice and all that. But yet, you didn't go further. You didn't go to the Middle East and learn to speak Arabic or learn to write Arabic or go out and meet people and make friends or anything. You didn't try to integrate yourself fully as much as you could in a respectful way. All you did was just change your personality around him. That's it. That's all.
Any means, trust me, I'm not even close. I'm a rookie still. But I think there's people. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyways, you have to know and accept, or you can't be happy. You can't be with that person. So me, I don't mind submitting some,
What?
but sometimes I don't know, it depends.
Name one time you were actually, truly, genuinely submissive. I'll wait. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You're not a submissive person, Chantal. You've got to get through that through your head. You are a bossy, aggressive, forcer type personality. You've kind of got a dominant personality. But if you're around a guy, and if you think you can get attention from the guy or spend time around the guy, you will pretend to be submissive, but you're not really submissive. You'll pretend to be submissive just to get in that guy's good graces, just to get into his house. And then once you get into his house and you get into his life and you think that he's wrapped tightly enough around you and he's codependent on you, then you'll let out your bossy, aggressive, mean, nasty personality.
Sometimes I'm really like, am I French? Like family wise, half of it, yeah. Has he adjusted to your culture? Have you seen my past? Made so many positive changes. Thank you, Granny.
Chantal's broken toe says, you seemed a lot happier in Canada than in Kuwait. We noticed. Yeah, everybody noticed. Everybody. And everybody remarked on it. And yet, the more we remarked on it, the more we pointed it out, the angrier it made her because she tried to hide her misery and she just couldn't because there was just too much.
I feel it too. I'm glad some of you see it because a lot of you don't. Some women like a dominant man. I'm a boss bitch at work, but I let my man take control at home because I'm tired of making decisions sometimes. Yeah, when you have a partner, this is what's like, he has to be supportive, or they have to be supportive. You know? Bosnian? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, Jackie. I'm not submissive.
No,
I force myself to be sometimes.
there it is. I force myself to be submissive. Well, if you got to force yourself to be submissive, you're not really submissive, are you? You're just pretending to be submissive and you're being fake. You're being a fraud. You're not really submissive. That's not who you are. You know, Chantal, a big part of your misery, I think, lies in the fact that you spend way too much time pretending and way too much time being a fraud and not nearly enough being genuine and true to yourself. You go against your true, honest self. Not that you're honest, but you know what I'm saying. What is genuine and true about yourself, you go completely against it. You're a fraud. And because of that, you are miserable. And the more against your true self you are, the more misery you feel. Like you just need to embrace yourself. You're awful, but you need to embrace who you are, who you really are. You'll find happiness there. Just be yourself. Be your real honest self. Even though it may be awful and rotten and horrid, you'll be happy because you're being true to yourself. And trying to say that you're a Muslim woman when you're not, you're just not, it's not in your heart. There's misery in pretending. There's misery in having a mask on that does not fit you, that you should not have on in the first place. Just be yourself. You are happier. in the Canadian villa days because you were being yourself and nothing but yourself. You had happy moments, then you don't have any anymore. All because you insist on being a fraud.
Salah was the new modern Syrian man. Yeah. He's a Syrian man who was raised in Kuwait, so. The man think he's in charge. Right. Yeah, you're so right. As long as he thinks he's in charge, you know? Yeah.
Oh, booger.
Yeah. So anyways, I just miss him, I guess. But Julia too. Felt like I wore the pants. Really?
Oh, yeah.
When you have to force yourself. No, it's not like a painful force. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, I guess. Trust me, if I really wasn't happy, I wouldn't, you know. Our story's like nuts. So if I didn't really love him, and you know, so equals. No, he's Syrian. Thanks, Jackie. He is kind. He loves the beezers. Can we do a Canada nature bee? Sure. You want me to unblock people? If you cannot be yourself, what's the point? No, I can still be myself. I just have to, like, I haven't toned down much in Kuwait. That's the problem.
Nope.
If you're going to move to an Islamic country, you have to respect it. You shouldn't be swearing. You know what I mean? Like, no. I need to be in a free speech country until I can really learn how to be more modest. You guys would hate me if I was modest. That's the problem. What would happen to my audience?
See, that's something that worries her. That's the reason why she sticks to doing the same things over and over and over again. Because Chantal relies a lot on the income that she makes on YouTube. Does she do the private, sexy, fun, yum yum type content off of YouTube? Yes. And I feel that's where the bulk of her income lies. Is YouTube is just a portal to get in front of potential feedies. Those potential feedies, they contact her on Cameo and Instagram. She talks to them privately. And by the private conversations, that could lead to potential sales of videos or pictures or both. And she can make money with them sending stuff through PayPal. But it all starts with YouTube. YouTube is kind of like an infomercial where she gets in front of the feedies and she introduces herself and she can show what she looks like. And basically, it's like, hi, I'm Foodie Beauty and I'm a big woman and I eat a lot of food. And if you want me to do more interesting content, contact me on Instagram. Here's my PayPal, blah, blah, blah. But she's afraid. She's afraid of changing the formula. Like, she feels that if she strays away from the formula, the people that watch her will go away. Well, Chantal, some of those people have already gone away. The beezers that are on your channel are not the OG beezers from your Canadian villa days. They're a new batch. And to be quite honest, your system is not sustainable because you've got too many people in your audience that want you to literally eat yourself to death for their own amusement and entertainment. They are using you to fulfill their very harmful fetish because extreme feedieism is harmful to the person who's being fed. It leads to health problems and bad health, and you've got plenty of bad health to go around. So you can't keep up making them happy. It's taking a toll on your body. You know this. I don't have to tell you. You can't keep going the way that you're going. And yet you're too scared to change the formula. And yet you have to. At some point, you're just going to have to. But she's afraid that if she changes the format, that if she stops eating the food, that if she stops being the train wreck, nobody will watch her. So it begs the question, is acting like a train wreck and eating food the only thing you can do on YouTube, Foodie? It would seem that you think that's the case because you're not even willing to try something new. You want to stick to the old formula and the old way of doing things, and you just can't keep on like that. Huh, Booger? You tell her. You tell you. I don't even know how I'm going to react. I got a booger cat in my eye. What? What are you doing? All right. Ow, you're biting on me. Love bite. All right, you're going down. All right, let's keep going.
Would you date Muslim men if it weren't for slaw? I don't know what I would do. I feel like I wouldn't ever remarry or anything, date again, because I'm tired of it. I would be tired. My heart would be broken. And I just don't want to go through. Same reason I'm not getting another hamster. I can't go through that heartache. It was so awful. I seem very chill. Yeah, I'm very pensive in nature. I'm just settling in for the night. You'd have to be modest for God. Exactly, it is for God, yes.
And yet, when that whole situation with Kai Bella happened, she was so ready to take the hijab off. She was saying, "Why am I even wearing this?" She was ready to get rid of it.
But it's a religious and cultural, like they're both entwined.
Like, Chantal, you are not interested in anything cultural nor religious. You have no respect for either one of those things. They never mattered to you.
Clothes are modest, yeah. Hey gal, would you say? What's the law if you could never be in the same country again? I have no idea. I don't know what would happen. Brooke, because I just feel like I don't feel like hiding, being, worried about my location. Unblock spree. Then I'll have to block everyone all over again. Do you know how?
For the people in her chat that are asking her to unblock them, just wait. Just be patient. When she gets broke enough, she'll unblock everybody. It happens. You gotta wait until she's arrived at a place of desperation where she's so hungry for money that she unblocks everybody, just hoping that some of them will sign up for memberships or send super chats. She will unblock everyone on her list. It'll happen. Just give it some time.
How impressive my block list is. It takes a lot of time doing that.
No, it doesn't. I've unblocked people. Not that I block people very often, but I don't care if you got thousands of people on there. Money is a good motivator for Chantal. She wants that money. She'll spend some time unblocking people.
Building that up. It's getting cold out. Ooh. Canadian weather is very much. It's a lot better. Because at least there's some relief from the heat. Yeah. Unblock just a few minutes. What? Life is a curvy road. Yes, Pajami, it's so crazy. Hey, Breezeth, you didn't? You're definitely restless towards the end of Kuwait. Yeah, I think this just was like, the straw that broke the camel's back. This thing with pause.
Well, you caused that to happen. Remember what I said, Chantal? Everything starts with you and it ends with you. And everything in the middle is you because you put everything into play. if you hadn't gone to that park, if you hadn't snatched the kitten away from its mother and tried to make it into profit and use it to grift, none of the stuff that happened afterward would have happened. But you put things into play. You absolutely did. You did that.
Isuki, yeah.
Like you put forth the action and then there was the reaction.
Oh. Missing someone is one of the worst pains in the world. Rent an RV and travel?
She's just mad because she doesn't know what Salah's doing, where he's at, who he's spending his time with. Is he talking to other women? Like her mind is in a million different places that way. Like she goes nuts when she can't control somebody.
Who sucks? You guys don't suck. Kuwaiti Camel's back. We don't Zoom, but we video chat. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see Lambo.
You know what, Chantal? If you and Salah are done, I think it's time to admit that you're done and move on. The Kuwait arc is over. It's been over for a minute. It was over the moment you got back to Canada. And for some reason, you're just dragging this whole thing out and pretending like it's still a thing, that you guys are still married. Find a way and end this doggone thing because it was a nightmare. It was boring torture. You're done with Salah. He's done with you. And the only thing he would have to want to do with you is if you're still sending him money. And I'm betting dimes to donuts, the only reason why you're sending him money is because you made a mess of his life. And if you don't, he's going to spill all the dirty tea on you. I'm sure you've got stuff on him too, but you are deathly afraid of what he would say. So you're still sending him some cash, perhaps, to keep his mouth shut. But other than that, the two of you are done. You guys will never be back in Kuwait again. You will never be back in the Oceanside Villa again. That time is over and it's time to accept it.
I hear somebody talking from a dumpster.
What?
Make sure you don't lose yourself while trying to be modest. Yeah, I still try to be fun loving. I just want to be more modest and like, you know, I know you guys watch me because I'm a train wreck, but like this is my real life. Like this is your entertainment. This is my life. And since it's real life, I have to try not to be a train wreck, you know?
Good luck with that. I hate to be negative, but if you don't want your life to be a train wreck, you're going to have to learn a whole lot of things that you don't want to learn about. And you're going to have to put work into stuff. And you don't like that either. You don't like anything that requires work. And I mean nothing. You don't want to work for anything. You want everything handed to you. And that's not how life works.
So, and whenever I do that, you guys are not as interested, but I'm sorry. Like I have to do it. I don't mean like interested, but like entertained, but like I'm sorry, like I'm just like sharing my real journey, you know?
But you're not going anywhere. You're not sharing a journey. What you're showing us is lack of a journey. And you got no motivation. You're not going anywhere. Like stagnant. That's a good word to describe Chantal and her channel. Stagnant. Still. No movement whatsoever. Not even a ripple on the pond. Nothing. Just complete, utter stillness.
Dumpster Rolos. Shantel, run. I'm not a train wreck. No. I don't like it. What is a part of I'm changing for not just for a man, like because if we did break up, I would still be Muslim, you know? So
Why is there talk about if we broke up? If?
trust me, do you know what it's like? I have people in my real life, I'm not going to say who, but who say things to me like, you know, like, I guess I just can't believe that you're actually really Muslim. You know, like what?
You know where that started? Do you know why she became interested in being a Muslim woman? It was because of Nader. Nader told her that she could never be a Muslim wife. She could never be a traditional wife. And that stuck with her. That stuck in her brain like a piece of Gorilla Glue stuck to her brain cells. Like that just stung her a little bit. And the guy that she was obsessed over was telling her, you being who you are, you would never make a good Muslim wife. And then what happened next? Directly after him saying that, she put on a hijab, she put on an abaya, she pursued a guy that didn't care about her, and she had this fake, on camera, phony relationship with him, and claiming that she was Muslim when she never was. She went through the motions, but the faith wasn't here where it needed to be. But it was all because of Nader. It was her basically going to Nader and going, I'll show you that you're wrong. And yet all she's done is to prove him right. She proved him right because she put on the abaya and she put on the hijab and she took the shahada. And she's not a Muslim woman. She never will be. It's not who she is. All she did was prove him correct.
What? I understand though, because of the type of person like I was and still am to a degree. Viewing the Northwest Territories. Stop the cap. What cap? Queen behavior. They're just like us for real. I have no idea. Couplets. True. What? Yeah, I got a new red lipstick. It's called Rouge Saint Germain. Bibi is Muslim, yes. Yeah, Deb, it's true. No, you can't completely change, but... Right, Granny, stability. Gene does sharp farts, you mean? Yeah, because in his culture, that kind of thing is like not really. You know, our culture is so open. Come on, you know. Well, I was raised Catholic. And then I just went through like that whole like, you know, teen atheist stupid phase. Then just believing in God, and then finally Muslim. Hey, DJ. No, I'm not driving. The only part that was train wreck was that, oh, the gin in your life, Megasaurus. I do go from one extreme to the other. As long as you're a good person.
Ooh. Ghost Town says, would you do a Neo Tarot reaction video of her ones on you? I would love to see that. I would love to see Shantel react to Neo Tarot. Because Neo does nothing but tell the truth on Shantel, and she knows it. Like a lot of the tarot readers, we say things that are true and on point. And Chantal makes a point to not mention any of us by name because she doesn't want the Beezers to know about the tarot channels, even though they know anyway. But she doesn't want to bring further attention to us. And she especially hates Neo. Ooh, she doesn't like Neo telling on her.
I think you have to have faith, you know. A Neo Tarot reaction video of all her ones on you. What are some crazy claims? Let me know. I'm gonna laugh.
Chantal, you watch Neo Tarot. I'm absolutely certain you watch Neo Tarot. You know about my channel. You come over to my channel and gotten in my live chats and acted all the way the fool with your little stock accounts. And I know it was you, ma'am. You're very obvious. Obvious hippo is obvious. And I do reactions to Neo. So yeah, you do know about her. I mean, you're all over the doggone place. You're on Twitter. You're on YouTube. You're on TikTok. You're on Instagram. You make it a point to have your eyes and ears everywhere. So you know about Neo. Don't play stupid.
It's cold. The heck? It's windy tonight. You know you live in
Oh, Swag Daddy says Neo Tarot is too spot on, to be honest. Yes, she is.
I don't want to make fun of people. I'm not making fun of people. I'm just doing impression. But you know you live in Eastern Ontario when you hear, "Why? I think they're all out of soda pop there. They're all out of the ones on sale." She's spot on about what, Swag Daddy?
Woo! Ooh! She's spot on about what? You know, this is part of the reason why Foodie is mad. Because, see, back in the day, Chantal could get ahead of people just a little bit, just a little. You know, as far as the story arcs and keeping us guessing and the surprises and, you know, like this right here is a Chantal story. This is her own little reality show. She's the writer, the director, the producer, the cameraman. She got all the jobs, right? But because she was the writer, like she could maybe get a little bit ahead of the reaction channels. Just a little bit. But between the reaction channels and the tarot channels, she can't really get ahead of anybody anymore. We get ahead of her. She hates that. She can't surprise anybody. She can't pull any nonsense. And she knows that. And it makes her so angry. She immediately listened to that reaction. What did she get right about me? Every doggone thing.
The chef that served raw chicken. I don't like my favorite troll. I don't know. I don't even.
Okay, Chantal's broken toe said they have all come true. She has been reading on you for months. She said you and Salah would separate at 3 years. Actually, I think that was someone that Frenchie talked to. I think the person she talked to said that. I don't know if Neo said that. I can't recall right away if she did say that.
I don't know any of them.
You know what? Let me talk to this person right here. MH, the DJ, says Neo Tarot literally reads cards from Temu. Shut up, MH. Shut up. Just shut your mouth. I'll have you know that some of the decks that Neo reads from, those are expensive decks. Hello, I'm a tarot reader. And some tarot decks are not cheap. And even if she did get stuff from Temu, what's it to you? What's it to you? Are you a tarot reader? No, be quiet. It doesn't matter where the deck came from. Neo Tarot is very gifted, very, very gifted, always on point. So who cares if the cards came from Temu or Etsy or some other place? A gift is a gift, sir. And she is extremely gifted. So please sit down.
Who made me laugh the most? I don't remember. Hey, Carla. Did you always prefer Middle Eastern men? No, I didn't even have any experience with them before. And then I met Salah and we talked every single night from when he went to work. He called me video to when he came home from work, ordered his dinner, put on a movie for us. We talked like for almost the whole night till like he fell asleep, and then I put my CPAP on. And then we did that for so long. It was so exciting, and then just like his culture and everything was just so different and intriguing to me, you know? So
Can I say something without sounding offensive? Because I don't mean to offend. This is just my opinion. Just my opinion only, nobody else's. I feel that, we all have a certain aesthetic when it comes to looking for a partner. There are things that we look for physically that we find attractive, and everybody's different. In my only opinion, this is coming from me. I think Chantal, physically speaking, she is attracted to Middle Eastern men because of the way they look. But it goes deeper than that. I think that she feels and looks at herself as being a privileged person. And part of her attraction to Middle Eastern men is she feels that because those men are from other countries, that she can take certain liberties that way. She's a big old liar. She's a manipulator. She's a con artist. She's a scammer. That if she's with a man who perhaps doesn't have a good grasp of English, maybe doesn't know how to speak English very well or write English very well, doesn't understand certain things, she could take advantage of that. Also, I think, at least in her head, she feels that because of her being a Canadian woman from Canada, that she has more privilege and more power and more rank than somebody from another country. That they're perhaps in a way lower than her, although there are Middle Eastern men who are very powerful, intelligent, well-spoken. Like, in her mind, she feels she's looking for someone that she can prey upon and take advantage of. And so maybe that's part of the reason why she targets Middle Eastern men, because she's looking for someone that she can kind of get one over on and control. It's weird. She wants a Middle Eastern man to control her and tell her what to do when it suits her, when it plays up to the fantasy in her head. But also she's looking for certain things that she can take advantage of. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel.
anyways, they are, yeah, he's very handsome, yeah.
No, he's not.
Anyway. Carolina, did you know Big Korean was faking not knowing English? Of course. I used to not mind Accountable Beauty, but like they would really get really nasty. They got really nasty and personal. And I was just like, that's too toxic, man. You have to go. Like, My first ever Canadian fall. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were high when you said that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I can't talk about my past relationships. I mean, that's disrespectful, I guess, to my husband. But I know you guys want to know. And like, I used to be so open. That's the problem. And now it's hard to be, kind of. Amber's is entertaining.
Okay, I'm going to shut down this lie right here. Danny Lyon says Neo Tarot gets all her info from Chantal's videos. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie, and I can prove it. I can prove that's a lie because anybody that goes to Neo's channel, Neo has a very solid work ethic. She's not only got the private readings that she does, which take time because she's got to do the reading, make it into like video clips, send them to people. That takes time out of her day. But she also does regular uploads on her channel of different things, which also take time. So between the private readings, which take time to film and send to people, and the regular uploads that she does almost daily on her channel, when does she have time to watch Chantal's content? She really, really doesn't. She doesn't watch Chantal. She doesn't watch her lives or her videos. She doesn't do it. She just does her readings and that's it.
As a houseplant. But you probably watch her, right, Scarlett? I bet you guys all do or no.
And I'm sure Chantal is hating the fact that Neo Tarot has been mentioned a bunch of times in chat. She's going to put Neo Tarot on the block list. Watch.
She made your chat so much fun. So you think it was fun watching them be so nasty to me? Fashion Tim. What? Hey, Bumpy. We're just beezing. Yeah, I'm just beezing. I like just. That's why I love the number one reason I love having a car is just to drive around, but not like drive. Like I like to drive to a location, like like in nature, and just take it in and relax. That's what I like to do. Like out in the country, There's some kids that were fishing on their bikes. Yeah. The bird noises. That's funny. Sorry that hanging out with me and just talking. I like.
Okay, so have you guys noticed yet how her way of speaking has changed already? Right on time, Chantal. Did you take edibles before the start of the stream? Because in the beginning you had lots of energy. Now it's starting to taper off a lot. And we're right at the 45-minute mark, right about the time when the edibles should be hitting you. Right on the clock, girl, right on time.
I like to just talk like a lot. Go shopping. Some running around done. All right, Pajami. Bye. You too. Stay safe. Airbnbs are the same. Yes. Teen on the phone. I used to have like those cool phones from Bell.
Nobody cares. Shut up.
Here's our defining the bird sounds to see what breed and what area in Canada they like to fly around. Teardrop, you're so right.
Okay, chat. I'm going to make an executive decision. Like, where are we at with the React? We're at 2 hours and 35 minutes. And she's just babbling right now. Whatever she's taking is hitting her. You can tell by her voice, like her speech pattern is slowed down. Like it's starting to drag. So like I just keep getting the feeling she's gonna get more and more boring. So we'll just cut it off here. And if I have missed anything important, which I doubt, because if she's stoned or if she's high, like she's not gonna give us the tea. It's just not gonna happen. I think she purposely makes herself stoned or high so she won't spill the tea. She numbs herself out so it won't happen. So we're going to cut it off here. And I hope that's all right. So for those of you on my channel, thank you so much for watching. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. And I'm going to go ahead and end this and post it to my channel. So I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And please don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. Y'all take care. Bye.